the laws back then?
What were the laws like? The laws?
Well,
How were they different?
what were the laws like? They were pretty much the same, but there was one important difference. The only place you could buy a drink, alcohol, was at a licensed bar, and the bars were required to close at 6 o'clock at night. And the only place you could get a drink after 6 o'clock at night was to be a registered guest at a hotel. And so the bars were very popular. Now, I worked as a longshoreman for a while when I was a college student in the wool sheds. And we stopped work at 4:30. And like any other good union employee, we all headed for the bar.
That's nice.
And you would be seriously impressed at how many glasses of beer a good union employee can drink between 4:30 and 6. And the result was that at 6:15 you had a number of rolling drunks on the sidewalk, which was really a very unpleasant experience. And lots of people wanted to get the liquor laws changed so that the bars could stay open till 10. And their belief was that if they didn't close at 6, these people who went to the bar right after the end of work would go home and their wives wouldn't let them come back. And the breweries who owned all of these places were absolutely convinced that if the bars could stay open till 10, they would sell less beer than they would if they had closed at 6. But then after I started, qualified as a lawyer, was practicing, one of the earlier jobs that I had, I was given the file and told to be in the magistrate's court at 2:30, and that's about all the instructions I got. But the police, you know, there are lots of complaints about bars, just as there are in this country. They sell to people who are minors, or they're open after hours, or they sell to somebody who's intoxicated, who's drunk, and they shouldn't sell to all sorts of things. And each one of these complaints, if you will, gets written up and goes in a file, and the bars have to apply once a year for relicensing, or they'll just get shut down. And so the file I was given was the file of the hearing that afternoon of the request for relicensing of 20 or 30 different bars, and each one had this long list of complaints. And the wicked and devious lawyer for whom I was working knew that if he went down, the judge would have a whole bunch of questions about so they sent me because they knew that I absolutely knew nothing whatsoever. And so when the judge asked a question, I'd say, "Your Honor, I'd love to give you an answer, but I haven't a clue."
Because you hadn't been to the bars.
As a result, all 30 licenses were renewed, which was exactly what my boss intended. Unscrupulous fellow that he was. I really didn't like him.
Yeah. It sounds like he put
Very
in a weird position.